Welcome to the Duck Boys podcast.
Hello, my name
Uh,
is Sam,
and I'm Tristan.
and this week we're gonna be talking about looking nice.
About clothes. We're talking about clothes. Fashion is one thing Sam and I have a passion for. Not to rhyme anything,
I
but
have a passion for fashion.
yeah. Um, but I mean, hell, just what this past week or so was it Urban Outfitters, or I guess it was like last week or something. Urban Outfitters was having this crazy sale, and
That went very well for me. I wore that bomber today that I managed to
yeah,
score up
I'm
for
actually
that.
wearing one of the shirts I got from there. You can't really see her nose outline. Actually, there is no nose outline. Just kidding.
You cannot see what is not there.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, no, it was a good drop for us.
It was a good week for fashion. You can't see it because they're under the table, but I got some new jeans from Levi's. They had a sale
Mhm.
as well. I got half off on some 512s.
All right. Yeah. So
That
like Sam and I actually, it's like I said earlier, is a slight little hobby of ours is finding good pieces and keeping up with fashion. So we thought, hey, why don't we teach our viewers about fashion? And if you already know about it, vibe along with us and see if we get anything wrong or if you agree with anything. Tell us what your fits for the next for the spring is, because what we're going to talk about mainly is going to be our spring and summer trends, specifically more on men's fashion, but also we'll delve into more of like a gender neutral fashion where if you want to rock it, you can rock it. Uh,
Disclaimer, I'm not a fashion professional, nor do I claim to be. So if there are any things that I say today that you believe have discrepancies, you're probably right, and you're welcome to correct me. Okay, thank you.
For me, I'm not. I guess I'm not a professional either. I don't have education on this, but I do go and I look up a lot of. I do my research because I do really enjoy fashion. I have thought about doing fashion vlogging and styling other people because I really enjoy doing that and making everybody feel very confident in themselves. Because at the end of the day, your fashion is to me is always your confidence kind of uh, shown out into your like everyday life.
I made a note of some of the current trends that I noticed. Most of my information today is coming from a website known as Ape to Gentleman. That's ape, like, like a monkey.
Hoo
Ape
hoo
to
ha ha. Yeah.
Gentleman.com. They had some predictions for winter fashion as well. I'm not really going to get into those because winter is still a long way away and it could be totally different. One. And two, I just want to talk about what's current for this
Yeah.
season. So for spring and summer of 21 this year, florals are going to be big, is what this website is saying, and I can agree with that. I think I've seen some floral prints make their way around, and
It's a
it's always a good spring summer
yeah,
vibe, I guess.
floral. I put down on my notes because we did separate notes. Sam and I, like we've shared them with each other, or at least he shared his with me because I just kind of did mine. Uh, but I put down on mine is that floral prints are normally normal around this time. The thing is with most of the things that we say, especially when it starts coming to us talking about baggy clothing, it's baggy clothing that fits. So the fit is everything. So like uh I guess if you're on YouTube and on Spotify, if you're on Spotify and not on YouTube, I'm sorry. But the shirt that I have, this is called it's a shoulder something, but basically it goes on your shoulder, right? This little this
The
ridge
little
right here.
seam, that line in the stitching that
Yeah,
can
I think it's called a shoulder seam. Um, and so it goes, as you would guess, on your shoulder. A lot of people wouldn't like, they don't think that. They think like, okay, it has to fit like here around my waist or around my arms. Uh, if you get a size too small because you're trying to make your arms look bigger, I've done it before. That's why I speak from experience. Uh, your shoulder seam is going to be way up on your neckline, on your bust line, right? It's going to be like way up there, like just how Sam's showing it.
it'll
Um,
do this weird thing with your sleeve where it puts your sleeve at an angle,
yeah, and
and it
you don't
everybody
want
will
that,
know that the shirt is too small.
and
If you
vice
want to fit,
versa
if you
with
want a fitted shirt, buy a fitted shirt.
yeah, vice versa with like a baggy shirt, it's going to be way down your arm, and if you're a bigger guy, Honestly, buying bigger clothes makes you look bigger. You want something that kind of makes you that fits to your body and fits you well.
This is true. Very, very true. So
Uh,
florals is
yeah.
one thing, and then getting florals that fit. This will go for anything that we talk about today. Buy something that is well fitted to you. That's really the most important part. Wear whatever clothes you want to wear. These are just fashion trends. If you like to follow trends and that's something that you like, that's okay too.
Don't forget, tailoring is very, very inexpensive. Although it takes a little bit of time out of your day, it's going to cost like sub $10 to get your
Or invest in the materials and learn how to do it yourself.
that one
There's
too.
also that.
My dad's learning how to
Uh,
do that.
The next one up, there's a little contention on. I personally like more fitted clothes, and especially with my shorts for the summer, I prefer them on the shorter side.
Mhm.
A trend that has been reported for this year, especially from the website that I gathered my information from, is Bermuda shorts, which are actually typically longer, coming right above the kneecap, and they're wider shorts as well. I know, Tristan, you said you found some conflicting reports.
Yeah, so I went to like Vogue and Cosmopolitan, and they're definitely more female centric uh, with their fashion, but I don't really believe into having like I guess a gendered fashion. I follow this one guy on Instagram and on TikTok. His name is Wisdom. He is fucking awesome. He is a gorgeous human being and has a fantastic taste in clothes. Um, and He wears a lot of women's clothes. Uh, well, for according to Vogue and Cosmopolitan, I found that the more skin you show, specifically for your shorts, um, that's like kind of what's in trend, but that's also opposite of what Sam's saying, where it's like, okay, more coverage. So I guess I kind of it depends on the vibe you're going for, right? And it depends on your again, it depends on your confidence level. If you don't feel good about your legs, and I've been at that point too, and that's a uh very weak point in my body is literally my legs. Um uh you may want to go for the more skater Bermuda shorts kind of thing. Or if you want to go for like I guess more summer West Coast vibes. I guess shorter shorts. So I guess that one's on you. But basically, we're saying that like normal shorts or like what we consider normal shorts, where it's like right above the kneecap, those aren't really in trend. It's either go short or go long.
Sort of saying in line with that as well, with that sort of relaxed fit aesthetic. The article that I read goes on to say that there's been sort of a 80s, 90s resurgence. It
Mhm.
was real big during the 80s and 90s, have like loose tailored suits, right? It, like you said, all your seams are in the right place. It's just, it's more flowy, more relaxed. Um, a really like niche example of this that a lot of people may remember. Janko jeans,
Mhm.
JNKO, really, really loose. That was a big thing, quite literally big. And then also just its pop culture impact was big. That's having a small resurgence, especially with more regularly tailored items like suits or work shirts, things like that, having a more relaxed fit to them.
Yeah, I personally, hold on, I think my mouse. Okay, I personally it's growing on me the baggy feel because I've done a good amount of research on this because as with the Bermuda shorts, there's been a lot of like I guess um, arguments about like what about more skin tight things or more baggy things like it's the verses right. Uh, Again, kind of goes on your style. I've seen more leaning towards this is a baggy season, but the main trend is to have something like let's say like bell bottoms. You have bell bottoms that are kind of baggy at the bottom but are fitted up top. So something like that is in season, or you have like mom kind of jeans, like the mom style of jeans. But then you wear a shirt or a tank top that is very like fitted to your body. So it's uh, so you can do either like kind of like I guess fluffy up top or and tighter on bottom or vice versa. Uh, I've been I've been seeing that a lot as I've been like looking around and seeing people who I consider like pretty fashionable, and they've been doing the same thing, whether they know it or not. That is part of the trend right now. Is either a looser fit top or looser fit bottom, and then a more tighter fit. Because like right now, this top is kind of big on me, ish. I mean, it's kind of fitted, but I have like skinny, like black skinny jeans on, and it works.
Right, it's sort of mix and match. You're not going to have
Hmm.
everything very tightly fitted. I mean, that is a look you can do.
Hmm.
Um, Along that same line with the bell bottoms you were talking about, the jeans that I actually got today, I usually wear 511s from Levi's, which they're like a semi slim fit. The jeans that I wear if I'm doing like work or working outside,
Hmm.
like your beat 'em up jeans or 505s, they're a loose fit and a boot cut.
Right.
The I think feel free to correct me if you're listening to this and you know this is wrong. These are 512s, which I think is a newer line from Levi's,
Hmm.
where it is slim in the
Oh, wow.
thigh. It's like a straight leg on the calf that's
Hmm.
semi fitted. I really like them. I like them a lot. And they are a mid-wash jean, mid-wash denim, which is also one of the things on our list that is popular for the spring and summer. Denim is always a good addition to any wardrobe for any time of year, but especially when you enter, your light seasons, it's
Hmm.
good to have a lighter shade that reflects that.
Yeah, your fall. The basic rule is fall and winters are always going to be your darker shades, while your spring and summer, as like life begins to grow on Earth, so does your fashion. So does your color palette for fashion.
So it is within you. So
Uh,
one thing that I'm very excited to talk about on the
mhm.
next one, because this is squarely within my area, is this thing called Gorp Core. Have you heard of Gorp Core?
No.
Okay, so Gorp, it's like a colloquial term for trail mix, and it's Gorp Core is supposed to be like where high fashion and the outdoors meet.
Bro, hold up. I'm gonna look at that.
I was
You
supposed
you
to say, I
keep
don't know
talking. Keep
the
talking,
main one that you want to look at, and the one that I had written down for this podcast. There is a Gucci North Face collab,
bro. What
and
corp core?
that is that stuff is ridiculous. So they have like
Images.
the ankle high like hiking boots. They've got your rain jackets, your bucket hats, all that stuff, and everything's well within like the $1,000 range. Even the bucket hats are $690.
See, I see our girl Billy rocking some corp core.
It's a real popular thing. I'm a pretty outdoorsy guy. I love the outdoors. That is one of my big passions. So it's weird to see high fashion, which like don't get me wrong, I like fashion and kind of staying with, nicer clothes, but high fashion's a way above my pay grade. I don't keep up with that a whole lot. So to see something that's so outlandish to me paired with something that is very near and dear to my heart is like is a very cool experience, I
This looks
suppose.
very like Seattle or like Austin.
Very much like a Pacific Northwest thing
Hmm.
for sure. Like some Portland streetwear. I've thought about trying to pull off the sling bags before.
Hmm.
Like I think I could, but
I
it,
think
it
you
it
could.
is a matter. I think what we'll find out, and this is a big motto of Tristan's that I've come to really agree with, is if you have the confidence for it, you can pull off anything.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like, hey, do I fuck with it? Do I pull it off? If I believe I do, then I do.
My next step, I think, in my fashion journey is definitely going more into femme wear.
I think
Uh,
so. I
but
saw
like,
those. Talk about those corduroys you got.
oh yeah, I have some like red corduroys. Found them in the women's section of Goodwill. I'm a size 6 apparently. Um, uh, and they fit really well. My girlfriend or Addie was like, "I hate how your ass looks fantastic in that." I was like, "You're welcome." Um, but no, like I said, I really really like that one model that I was talking to you about, Wisdom.
Yeah. Is that
Here, I'll send
how do you
you.
spell that just for those who are listening?
His Instagram is at WISDM. His name is Wisdom, as in like knowledge.
Okay.
Oh, my friend, her grad pictures came out. Okay, sorry. Um, let me see. Let me go to his page. I'll show you. Yeah, his name is Wisdom K. So wisdom as in knowledge, and then K as in Kaye.
Okay.
Um, Let me see.
Wisdom K.
Oh, so like especially like his 70s fashion. 70s fashion is coming back in. So basically 70s through 90s, but decade fashion will always be a thing. Um, for a while in I think it was like the early 2010s, like greaser fashion was kind of coming in, like 50s fashion was
Oh,
coming back for a little bit.
hardcore.
You
I
saw it
remember
a
that.
you saw it a lot with like music videos and music trends, especially at least like their visual part, which sounds kind of funny because it's music and it's all auditory. Um, but like their music videos and stuff are a very key component to what the trends are going to be, because at the end of the day trends are made by trendsetters, and usually trendsetters are the ones with a lot of followers, and a lot of followers are like musicians and actors and these sort of things. uh, I will show you. Here is,
That's our boy Wisdom K.
yeah,
All right, all right.
yeah, so he's got those bell bottom corduroys. I got myself a velvet. It's about the same color blue that was on here, like a turquoise bluish um uh like coat.
Blazer.
Yeah, blazer, thank you.
You're welcome.
And so I could totally kind of pull off this look because I have a bunch of floral type shirts. But he's not afraid to do uh pretty much anything with fashion. I mean, there's some times where I think like, that's kind of a bust. And he'll even admit like, yeah, that wasn't my best, but you got to try it, right?
I believe another good example of Wisdom's kind of fashion, that sort of gender bending um, fashion area, Eugene from the Try Guys,
Oh,
who
yes. Dude,
also
have you seen his new haircut? No,
I
you
have
haven't because you're not on.
I have not.
Hold up. Let me go to that too. Once again, people who are listening, bear with us. If you know how it looks, um, but if not, go look him up. He's at Eugene Lee Yang. My boy looks like a whole ass adult.
I love that stash.
That is nice, right?
That makes me want to chop everything else off and just do stash.
Right? Like
Dude, I would kill a summer stash. Can you
I mean,
picture?
a little bit.
Just um,
You might. I mean, that's up to you though, because I mean, it is going to be hot, so you might as well shave it
it's
off and then
true.
grow
That
it.
I was looking at old pictures of my scruff, my beard.
Mhm.
I went and visited Tristan in October of last year, and I have pictures from then, and it's like all of my facial hair is very close on my face, and there's no volume in it, and it's so weird to see my jawline because it's been gone, like it's just covered under this forest of hair. Um, that's
Yeah.
besides the point.
Uh, I was actually looking at like when we first were hanging out back in College Station.
Oh my goodness.
Um, Babyface Sam was something different. I think I sent you that Snapchat, the
It,
Cheerio to Birio
yeah, you
or
did.
Bib. Yeah.
You did. I have aged in the last year. I have probably aged 5 years. It's for anybody that knows me or has known me for a while. I think you can probably agree with that or testify to that. Uh, Last year was a very long year,
Yes, it
but
was.
good for personal growth. Speaking of long, another thing that's in for styles, vertical stripes is something that I came across.
Yeah.
And immediately when I read this, I thought of something that I actually got with Tristan
I know
over a
exactly what you're
year
about to pull out.
now. Yeah.
Your Coca-Cola shirt
For,
from Urban
yeah.
Outfitters.
For anybody that is listening on Spotify right now and not watching on YouTube, I have a Coca-Cola branded shirt. It's got red and white vertical stripes on it from Urban Outfitters if you'd like to look it up. Love that shirt. Definitely going to bust it out sometime this summer. But vertical stripes are in, and along those same lines, nautical themes and nautical colors.
Hmm. So
So
like
like
your
white
blues,
and
your
navy
whites.
stripes that kind of ties in. Nautical themes are big. I'm not going to say it's because of the sea shanties, but it's probably
I
because of
think
the sea
so.
shanties. And if it's not because of the sea shanties, it's from that episode of The Mandalorian where uh, all of the Akbar people are
Oh
wearing
yeah,
those fisherman sweaters.
yeah, that's what it was. It's actually the Akbar people.
Yeah, I don't know what their specific name.
They're the Akbar people. Don't worry about
The Akbar people. That sounds
it.
incredibly insensitive, and I'm afraid to say it out loud multiple times. But I'm talking specifically within the Star Wars canon universe. Nowhere else.
I know. As I was
Talking,
saying it, I was like, "This sounds like a racial slur."
I did. This sounds like I'm having an extended conversation with somebody from like East Texas.
Yeah.
You know, the damn Akbar people. They all look like lobsters, anyways.
Hi, my love.
Yeah, vertical stripes, nautical themes. I already talked about mid-wash denims, lighter shades. Another big thing, I don't think I can pull this off, but I have seen people who do it really well, is the all white look.
Oh, monochromes. Don't get me started on monochromatic looks. That's like the look that I want to do more often. I just need more clothes.
It's so clean when it's done right. Like um, the all white Air Force Ones, then you
Mm.
got white shorts that like white linen shorts, and then like a white button up. And if you have a white hat too, the all white look is very, very clean when done right.
I I've done it's less of a monochrome because it's very hard to find all the same colors. Um, at least whenever they're not part of a set. But the one that I like doing the most is like a tan because you can kind of play with like you can get a darker brown in there and then play with the lighter brown, almost white, like an off-white kind of look, and it all looks like it's in the same color palette. And like those are some of my favorite looks. I actually at the last set that I was on, um, which we'll get into later during this Why We Link. Oh, which by the way, we need to get drinks for that. Anyways, uh, oh, good boy. Uh, I left my shoes there. I left my shoes at the fucking set,
Oh,
and so I need to go
gotta
back and
get
get
those
them.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going back on Friday. Uh, but yeah, no, that all white look. I need some white shoes. That's like a number one style staple. Apparently, is white
Dog.
shoes.
If you want to talk about white shoes,
Oh
I could
boy.
have you running all day long. I got the Adidas Continentals. I got the old Air Force Ones from Nike. The fucking the old Air Force Ones. They don't even have the ridges on the side. I got the newer Air Force Ones. I got the Cortezes. I got the all white Ultra Boosts. I love white shoes. I have an obsession. I'm about to buy some all white Reeboks. I've never been a Reebok guy, but one of my buddies that lives close to me, his name is Brandon. Love that man. Super down to earth. Um, he was telling me about him, and he got me hooked on him. So
Yeah, Reeboks. Because like, what's your go-to sneaker brand?
my go-to sneaker brand, that's hard.
Yeah.
I I like a lot of Adidas stuff, but it's less a brand loyalty and more like a look. I like the low profile, low ankle for sneakers, anyways.
Hmm.
Um, Leather white shoe. Although I am looking at getting some black Vans. I've never had a pair of Vans, and I feel like they're just I mean, that's a very iconic look.
Yeah.
It can be paired with a lot of different items.
I just need to suck it up and say like, wow, it's going to destroy my feet, but beauty is pain or whatever, and buy some Vans because I've had Vans before because I used to skate and shit like that, and that tore up my feet.
One of the guys that I used to work with at my last job, he loved Vans, but he said only ever buy. I guess there's a section of their shoes that are called like the Van Pros or like the Van
Mm.
Professionals. He said buy those because those have the good sole on them. They come in less colors and less variety, but I care about my feet a lot.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah. Anyways, good shoes. White shoes are always in. You can never go wrong with white shoes.
Um,
Something that I noticed that I don't have a lot of is what was also on the list, camp collars. If you're not familiar with camp collars, they're a rounded collar instead of the pointed that's normally on like a polo or like a button-up shirt. Camp collar looks are in, and I could get down with some camp collars.
Cap
Um,
colors.
have some like corduroy shorts maybe, and then like a
Oh,
floral
I think I
print
get.
camp
I think I
collar
have some of
shirt.
these.
I could definitely get down with that.
What's a
I
Cuban collar shirt?
I need to expand into I my typical style. I'll get Tristan to talk about his too, so I don't just talk about mine. So Tristan can attest to this. All of these are very, very true to me. I thought about them for a while before I wrote them down. Very much a slim pant guy, very much a graphic tee guy. Um, Anything that's lumberjack shit, I do. The big one here, no matter what it is I wear, is earth tones. I wear lots and lots and lots of earth tones, almost exclusively. If it occurs in nature, that's what I like to have on my body, I guess. I took a random selection of clothes from my closet just to sort of showcase that. These are shirts that I wear often. If you're on YouTube, you can see this. If you're on Spotify, tan, light green, like
Off
off
white.
white, gray, more tan. It and out of the ones that I chose, it's tan with mountains and rivers on the back, or green from Carhartt. It's outdoorsy earth tones. Vintage stuff I like, uh, or like vintage looks. It doesn't have to specifically be old. If it looks old, that's fine too. And then jackets and hats. I have so many jackets
Yeah.
and an ungodly amount of hats.
I think jackets are like, I don't think it's exclusively a guy thing, but like that's like the first thing that you get into whenever you start getting into style because you're like, oh, layering's cool. Let's put this on. Also, every guy wants a suit of armor, and the closest we can get without looking like a fucking nerd is having a dope ass jacket.
Like you think like throughout history and especially American history, like all of the idealized like looks for men in American history, you think back to your military man, that's layers on layers right
Yeah.
there. Especially like your military movies are Brad Pitt in Fury, like with
Right.
his overcoats and jackets and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Tom Cruise, that whole aviator look
Mm-hmm.
with the aviator coat. It's layering is huge.
Oh, that's
And
one thing that I did see. Thank you for touching on this. The military look is coming in. So that's going to be like very sharp edges on your collars and these are shoulders. And even the bottom cut is more of a cut and rather like a sharp cut rather than a loose one that's more rounded.
true. It's good that it's coming back in. I like to thrift shop every now and then. I have been meaning to tell Tristan this for a while,
Oh, what's
but
up?
the night that I was going to tell him about what I got, he ended up getting busy. I ended up getting busy the day after, so it fell through. This is perfect. We could do this on
Oh
podcast.
shit.
I had a killer find. I nearly shit myself in the store. We
Oh
were
fuck.
at a Goodwill in the Fort Worth area in Texas,
Uh,
and going shelf by shelf. We're not finding anything. And then up on the shoe rack, lo and behold, it calls to me. There's a pair of combat boots, the military. They're not like black leather, like Doc Martin combat boots.
right.
They're like a sort of suede leather, like OD green, olive
Mm-hmm.
drab, and tan. I pick them. They're my size 11.
Oh.
I look inside. This is where it starts to happen. Inside, there's a small black tag that says Gore-Tex on it. Gore-Tex is some very expensive stuff normally.
Jesus.
It is a historically it's a tactical brand, but they've had collabs in the last decade or so with brands like Nike for streetwear.
Yeah.
The Gore-Tex Nike collab was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, these boots, they're from a company called Belleville. They're a military supplier. I looked these boots up. They're Air Force boots. I got them for $8. They
Bro.
are Gore-Tex military boots that Goodwill had no idea what I did to them. Retail
Oh.
$220.
Oh.
Re-
I need to go change my
retail
pants. Jesus.
retail $220. I Such a good day. I got that while I was thrifting, and then get this shit for $2. I got Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake
Oh,
Ballet for $2, perfect condition.
bro, I need to take you to the big ass store. I don't think we even, I think it took me like about 2.5 to 3 hours to get through this store. And I got kind of moved kind of quick through stores. It's a big ass store. It has like two basements in it. It's out in New Braunfels by my parents' place. And I need to take you to it. They had so many different like albums. I was like, I don't know what he would like, so I'm not gonna buy anything for him yet. I'm just gonna take him here. They
Yes.
had so many. My dad because he figures, and I kind of figured too. Tiger Woods is kind of out of it, like he's done uh,
Yep, that's
after
fair.
his accident, and so he bought a Wheaties box. I don't think it was signed by Tiger Woods, but it was like uh,
Had his image on it.
had his image on it and like had like his fake signature kind of thing.
Okay.
And so he's like, bought it for I don't know, like 50 cents or $1 or some shit. And he's like, yeah, whenever he announces his retirement is whenever I'm gonna probably sell it because it's probably
Hey,
he's like, no matter
any of
what,
that
I'm gonna make money on it.
any of that memorabilia, like even if it's a small amount of money, it's still money, you know.
Yeah. And then that's where I got my blazer at.
Okay,
There's a
gotcha.
lot of good finds over there. They had a really nice knife selection. I actually really enjoy knives. Most guys our age, we collect weapons because what else are we supposed to do with our money? That's a water bottle.
Yeah.
There's a knife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everywhere, all the time,
yeah, yeah.
everywhere, all the time.
I want one that I can just kick somebody with, and then it comes out. So
For
like you
those of
get.
you that are on Spotify, we were just showing off knives that are like within a 2 foot proximity of our recording area.
Oh yeah, here, bigger knife,
Bigger boot. Oh, Zod.
Zod. My bow and arrow is also next to me as well.
Zod is the name of Tristan's Gladius sword.
Yes. Let me see.
Speaking of stuff that belongs to Tristan, I just rambled on for probably 5 to 10 minutes about my sense of style and what I like and prefer. Tell the audience, tell our lovely
Ooh,
viewers what you
ooh.
like. What do
I'm
you wear?
in I don't know. I'm in this. I've been stuck in this limbo for the past like year or two, where I'm trying to figure out what the fashion is. I think I'm closing in on it. But here and then, because I don't know, I'm depressed sometimes, and so my fashion sense changes as my mood goes. I'm literally seasonally depressed to where it's like if it's like a cloudy day, I'm gonna be in a bad mood. Like it's but then like if the sun starts coming out, I start feeling better. Um
That vitamin D, dude.
yeah, does something different. And so if it's like a nice spring sunny day, I'll definitely wear like a floral button down. Most of my stuff is button downs. I'm very comfortable in my body, so I definitely fall under the the category of the more skin, the better.
Yeah, if you fall within like the upper half of the buttons on Tristan's button down shirts, you'll never get touched. It's a sad, sad life if you're anywhere from like belly button up on Tristan's shirt and you're a button.
So basically, only like the maybe bottom two, maybe just one button I'll have buttoned. Um,
Tristan buttons his button ups like you're supposed to button up your blazers. If you have two buttons, only ever do one.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, so I'm all for showing skin. I'm all for body positivity. I don't care what size you are. If you're comfortable within your body, once again, this goes into your confidence. And if you're confident about the person you are and the skin that you're in, uh, then why not as might as well just show it off. And so that's what I like doing. And also kind of gives me something to work to where it's like, okay, I want to look even better with my clothes off. I'm like,
Hey,
uh,
fair enough.
yeah.
Our
Uh,
one of the guys that or one of the groups that we watch, Tiny Meat Gang, they have an episode, very early episode of their podcast called the Gay for Me Challenge. It's like I
right.
work out so I can look in the mirror and be gay for myself.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the energy. Look good for you. If you're happy with how you look, that's what matters.
Yeah, people are gonna love you for the person that you are, and not really ever for the person that you see yourself as, especially the
Right.
person that you only see in the mirror and not deeper than that.
Right. And especially the person that you pretend to be. Just
Hmm.
be
Just be
just
you.
be just be you.
Both Sam and I have had many moments in our lives where we pretend to be somebody that we're not, and now we are very happy with ourselves.
This is true. I have come a long way from the boy that I used to be into the slightly older boy that I am now.
Because we never grow up, and we're never gonna grow up.
Absolutely not. No, I will look old and tan, like tanned leather on the outside, but I will never ever grow old on the inside.
Dick jokes will always be funny, and we'll always say "ooh" when we see boobs because
Yeah,
we're boys.
right. Inopportune farts are always going to make me laugh. Like, dude, I was at work yesterday, and one dude was pushing a pallet that worked with us, and he like grunted when he pushed, and he just ripped a little one, and I couldn't. I laughed out loud in front of other employees and customers. It's like it's hilarious. Farts are so funny.
uh,
Farts are always funny.
yeah, so like Addie and I, she's gonna kill me for this, but
Uh-oh. Bro, you better watch your step. Oh no.
um, Addie and I are at the stage in our relationship to where we're very comfortable around each other. And so here and then she'll let out a little toot, and I have to assert my dominance and rumble the fucking apartment. Just the and so sometimes we'll get into competition, and she's like, "Nah, fuck this."
Oh
And
my god.
I was like, "Look, the only way you can beat me is by fucking shitting yourself. That's the only way you can beat me on this one."
Ooh, let's get ready to rumble.
My buddy Logan will like, I don't know, something has to be wrong with his bowels. Like it has to be wrong with like something in his intestinal tract because like his sound forced. Like it's just like he'll go and like he'll grab both his legs and like bring them to his chest and, and then just rip one and it's like
It's like a very high pressure balloon that you like
yeah.
pull the mouth of.
Yeah, I
I
was like, bro, you can't get the rumble seat going. He's like, dude, not unless I shit myself.
Some of my very good buddies that I've known since before we graduated high school. I'll go visit them every once in a while, and one of them, he's that way. His burps are the most inhuman. I've gone camping with him before, and I swear anybody that's in our proximity, like whenever we've set up camp, has to think that there's a wild animal out there that is making some sort of distress call because his burps are like a. It's like a very. It doesn't sound normal at all, and anything that comes out the other end is just as bad, and it's cancerous. I will go so far as to say there's carcinogenic matter in his farts. It's terrible,
I don't know
dude.
how the hell we got on farts and gases
uh,
from
be,
fashion.
being young at heart, even though we're growing old.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
That's the overarching message of farts. Um, anyways, you were talking about getting more comfortable with your sense of fashion and
Yeah,
expanding, and it grows as we grow. You know.
one difficult thing. I love this great state of Texas that we're in. Uh, but fuck, it gets hot.
This
Um,
is true.
so it's really hard to wear pants unless you have days like today. Is like I think we only got to like the maybe mid 60s, and so like I wore jeans today. Could have worn a light jacket if I wanted to because it got down like with the wind chill made it down to like 50 something. Um, but like these days are few and far between. Most of the time, I don't see my pants unless I have to go somewhere and that, or I know I'm going to be inside somewhere that's going to be pretty cold, like work or something like that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you'll find me in shorts and like either a t-shirt. And now, it's going to be like a nice t-shirt. Like it's going to be something like this, where like this is my statement piece, um, or or like a button down. Button downs are like as I said before, they're my go-to because either I'll roll up the sleeves or they're just short sleeve button downs. Um, For the longest time, dude, I couldn't wear short sleeve button downs. I
Yeah, I still struggle with that. I would rather wear a long sleeve button down cuffed, like rolled up to the
mhm.
elbow than wear a short sleeve button down. It's very hard for me to do.
Because for me, it was always like I'm too skinny for this. It was definitely a confidence thing of like my arms will look tiny in this thing.
Sure.
But after a while, I was like, no, everybody already knows you. Like no matter what, if you're gonna see somebody and if they're gonna look at like your frailness, I guess. First off, kind of shitty of them to be like that's the first thing they see is like, oh, you're underweight. Uh, and two, they're gonna know whether or not your sleeves are rolled up. Like,
This is true.
so after a while, I was like, nah, fuck it. And so, still working to get my arms bigger and the rest of my body bigger. Not saying that I'm like skin and bone, but like these aren't like
Just put on the gun show,
just put
man.
on the
Good
gun
God.
show. Yeah, no, like I got maybe a little bit bigger than a 22 going on.
A
Not
little bit
exactly.
bigger than a 22. That's funny.
I can kill some rodents with it, but I don't know about big. It's like a crossbow at most.
You said, welcome to the 223, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't have 45s or 50 cows as my guns on my shoulders, but
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. We're getting there.
I'm getting there. My abs, go ahead, wash your clothes. It'll be all right. But
My
everywhere else,
genetically predisposed abs are here and ready for
fuck
you.
yeah. I love being Asian. Like,
Oh, we have a friend of ours. His name is Max.
oh Jesus.
That man is a fitness goal
Mm.
every day of the week, every week of the month, every month of the year.
And he always gives himself so much shit, and it's like so bothersome. He's not the kind of guy that like is insanely ripped and is like, oh no, I barely work out. And like you can tell he like if he doesn't work out like that, it's probably because he's on steroids. No, he's just like a fit human being.
His
Uh
body fat percentage has to be sub 3, sub 4. It is insane how lean
yeah.
he is.
Because like my body fat percentage, and body fat percentage also, by the way, doesn't say much of much, especially if you're a woman. Woman's gonna always have a higher uh body fat percentage
It really is
than a
only
man.
talking about just the expression of muscles, not the amount of muscle you have, but the expression of the muscle that you
Because
have, if
like
that makes sense.
because
You can be
mine
you can be really, really strong and have a high body fat percentage and it not show as much. But
because like my BMI is like stupid. Like it's like sub 6, maybe sub 5. Uh
mm,
Max's is about the same. Again, genetics was just on our side when it comes to that. Um, but you can still be
it,
equally healthy, if not more healthy, and have a higher body fat percent. I mean, hell, my trainer, my boxing trainer would tell me like you need to eat more fatty foods because you need more body fat on you. Like my goal was always to be around 6% body fat. But like that meant I had to eat a lot to go up.
all of this workout conversation and body fat conversation to contribute to the idea that we were talking about earlier. Confidence is the most important thing with men's fashion and just fashion in general. You don't have to look a certain way or be a certain height or have a certain weight. Just if something you think something looks good on you, wear it with confidence and it will look good on you.
Yeah.
That's the magic of it.
Uh,
And that's a good thing. And speaking of good things,
that's
uh
that's toast.
let's get to clanking.
Um,
Let's get to clanking.
you know what? We're gonna cut because I need to go get a drink.
All right, well, go get a drink and we'll cut. Welcome to this magic moment. It's going to be just you and I for a while, and maybe we can enjoy this time together. Tristan's probably not going to leave this in. He's editing this week's episode, but if he does, we'll have a little impromptu ASMR session with yours truly. We'll do a little nail tapping, right? Isn't that what they do in those videos? I watched a couple of them before. They get really weird sometimes. Sometimes it's nice, right? Let's do a little. Yeah, he's back.
Are you making ASMR for me while while I'm editing, I have something to fucking relax?
We'll see whether or not you leave that in or not.
Probably will. uh Okay, so I got my drink
I
now.
tried to I tried to be as seductive as possible. All right,
Um,
what are we drinking, Mister V?
uh, I have a Cayman Jack margarita. These are a
Ooh,
go-to. My mom put me on these, and then I put everybody else on them. And if you were put on them, I'm just gonna take credit for it. You're welcome.
all right. Do you want to start us off on some good shit this week?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. So as I said earlier, I was on set for a short film that I'm starring in. It was very, very flattering and very, very humble when I got the call for it, or humbling, not humble. Um, this one guy that I've worked with, he was my cinematographer and producer on another project that never really saw the light of day. Um, but he really, really, really liked my acting apparently, and he's pretty well known within like the film community here in my college. He actually helped start the Black Film Society here, uh, and so I am working alongside the Black.
Is this start with an S?
No,
No. Okay. You know who I'm thinking of.
my boss.
That yeah, that you've worked for and work
No, no,
for
no,
still. Okay, gotcha.
no, no. This is
You
uh,
can tell me later. I was just
yeah,
curious.
yeah. But yeah, no, he is awesome. He's a fantastic cinematographer. He is one of the producers on it, and he texted me and he was like, "Hey, bro, I have this part specifically written for you." Um,
That is flattering.
yeah, and I was like, "Oh, cool." And what I'm willing to give up is that it's a film about a couple who uh, who are in an argument about the beliefs of one of their bosses.
Okay,
I'll keep it at that. Uh,
interesting. Very good.
fantastic. It's a fantastic screenplay done by our director, and she is awesome. She's so much fun to work with. Um, it was a little messy because our audio wasn't working all the way, so we had to do reshoots. We won't be able to make the. We were supposed to do the local film festival here, or one of the local film festivals here, but we won't really make the cut for that because the deadline is so close and just schedules won't allow for it. And our shoot is all the way down in Houston, which is about an hour and a half away. And so I had to do that drive for 2 days in a row.
Mm,
Gas tank was dying, but uh, no, it was a lot of fun. My co-star, he is fantastic. Um, Also, his first time ever acting, like he had never acted before, and they wrote the part for
really
him as well. They said
interesting.
that they were really ecstatic about shooting this because they're like, this is the first time that we got both the actors that we wanted for it.
Oh, good.
And so
Very
the
good.
acting was fantastic. It's just, we had equipment issues, and so we're figuring that out. I will go back down on Friday to go and do some reshoots and maybe get some stuff done. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm clinking to. I'm clinking to the fact that I'm in a short film, and hopefully I'll give you all updates as they come.
All right. Well, cheers to that then. Hmm.
Sam, what you got in your hand?
I've got a high noon grapefruit flavor. You like
Mm.
grapefruit, Tristan?
Uh, I mean, I don't think I've ever had grapefruit. I only know the grapefruit challenge from YouTube.
Grapefruit is pretty good. I don't know what grapefruit challenge you're talking about, but if you like grapefruit, you should look up. There is a video over how to like prepare a grapefruit properly. It's called the grapefruit technique. It'll
Oh, that's
probably
what
be the
I'm.
first result that pops up. Look up the grapefruit technique. It'll show you exactly how to get your grapefruit ready to eat. The video you're going to be looking for is a lady. She's got shorter hair, and I think it's an orange tank top.
Yeah, she's an African American
That's it.
lady.
If it's on a white background, you found the right video.
Hmm.
And I'll show you exactly how to prepare your grapefruit to eat and enjoy.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm drinking today. Um, Some good stuff that's happened. This week has been a good week. It's been very productive. I say very busy with work, which is good. I like keeping busy. I hate downtime.
Mm.
Um, I have had a little time to relax too, which has been good. I've worked out a ton, which has felt great. This has been the most consistent workout schedule and regiment that I've had in a long time, and I'm very proud of myself for that. Let's see what else has come up recently. Got to hang out with a good buddy of mine just last night, actually, and I've known him for several years now, so that was good to catch up. Just very many. I have so few complaints in my life right now, and so many good things to be happy for. So it
Oh
is it
yeah.
is a good season. Also all the fashion hauls that Tristan was talking
Oh
about
yeah.
this last week. So cheers all around. Mm-mm-mm.
To close this out, first off, let's go through a little rundown. Confidence is key. That's number one. You can wear
Be
anything as
confident.
long as you're confident. Um, Two,
Tailors are cheap.
tailors are cheap, very much so. Three, honestly, I looked up spring slash summer fashion 2021, uh, and I got so many hits on Google. Just go to it, especially I'm talking specifically to those who are not very fashion forward, and mainly to guys. One thing that I wanted to hit on, if you're still in the podcast, first off, thank you. Secondly,
Uh,
I was at American Eagle shopping with some of my boys a few weeks ago, and there's this gay guy who worked at American Eagle, and he was helping me uh, fashion one of my boys, and we were having a discussion about the fact that he's like, "Oh, I thought you were gay or bi because the way you dressed," and I was dressed well, I try to dress myself as well as I can. And so I kind of was giving him not like a speech, but just having discussion with him of like, I hate how if you dress well, you have to be gay. And I was like, that's should be a mindset that's not part of our culture. I was like, if you dress well, it's because you like to dress well. And that's in period the end. Um, because yeah, have I questioned things? Sure, but for the most part, I'm safe with who I am. I'm settled with who I am, and I also just like to dress well because I like to look good for myself mainly, and then also it's nice to be appreciated sometimes. They're like, that's a good fit, and
Absolutely.
little serotonin. So
Never mind the fact when somebody asks me who my most attractive actors and actresses are, I can only think of men.
yeah.
Uh, 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 oh,
David Bowie, um,
uh, Chris Pratt and
Davy
Chris
Crockett,
Pine and Chris Evans, all the Chris's. I
Davy
love them.
Crockett specifically.
Davy Crockett. Bro, there's something about a man who wears a hat with a tail. Oh God. Oh, stick your hat tail in my mouth.
But yeah, so yeah, so I guess fourth is you don't have to be gay to look good, and you don't have to be feminine to look good. You can just be you and look good. Um,
Or you can be gay and look bad. You don't have to be gay and look good. You do whatever you want.
yeah, live your life. There's no
Yeah.
double standards here. Look
No.
how you want to look. Wear it confidently. Tailors are cheap, and deals are abundant, and Google
Deals
is free.
are abundant. Google is your friend. Speaking of deals, this episode is brought to you by Honey. No, it's not. I wish it was, but it's
Wish it
not.
was. Honey, if you're listening somehow, go ahead.
Please.
Or any other brand. If you know anybody that would like this podcast, or you yourself like this podcast and you want to be generous enough to sponsor it, let us know and we will 100% help your business as long as you help us, because this kind of gets expensive after a while.
Pretty please and thank you. Anyways, that wraps up this week's episode about fashion. If you are a female listener, if you're a lady, a lovely lady, and you're listening to us, you know a thing or two about fashion,
or someone who
reach
identifies
out
as
to
a
us,
lady
or someone who identifies as a lady. That is,
within lady. Yes.
implicit under what I meant. Um, Please reach out to us. We'd love to have you on, and then you could, help educate us about more of women's fashion. And we
Mhm.
touched on it a little bit today, and about sort of crossing over what is typically women's clothing and men's clothing. But I think that'd be a cool topic to do too. It just happens to be that I don't know a whole lot about women's fashion, not being a woman. So Felicity knows a lot about women's fashion. She's already telling us about it.
Felicity, come here. Stop being angry. Stop being angry. Stop being angry.
Anyways, thanks for joining us this week. We've loved having you. This has been the Duck Boys. Please remember, all Quack.
No whack. Thanks, Felicity. She signed us off. All right. Peace,
And we'll see
guys.
you next time. Much love.